Not often I get a chance to sit within, what is this, 3 feet, gold medal winning Olympian.
Yes, sir.
We're going to talk about that in a little
Right.
bit. Let's talk about all met.
Yes, sir.
When you hear that and your name attached to it, what does it say to you?
It means a lot, coming from my family that basically they did sports growing up in the DMV area, in the Maryland area, and my uncle starting off the tradition back in the day playing basketball. And so it just him and my mom and everybody being able to be and all met, and just for me winning it three times in a row is just amazing.
Say that again. How many times?
3 times in a row is amazing. Yes, sir.
3 times in a row.
Yes, sir.
So help me understand something. Played more than one sport. Played football. So what position are you playing?
Played running back, receiver, and safety.
Oh yeah. You fast. You fast. So I'm just curious as to, when did you know that track was going to be the lane that you needed to jump in? No pun intended.
Right. I came to school going in high school. I lived in Virginia Beach, and it was my choice to go to a high school. Had high schools like Mount Vernon, IMG, Bullis, DeMatha looking for me, and it wasn't just for track, it was for football as well. And I wanted to go to a school where I could play both. And Bullis was one of the schools where I could have both, and I could have academics as well. And when I came to Bullis, I think they had the best athletics, but they had the most academic schools. So when I came there, I was just like, I wanted to play both, and I did that my freshman year, the leading scorer on Bullis' team. So as a freshman, just coming in, and I came in from nationals, where they already finished spring ball. I came in it was honestly the first week before they played a game. I came and I got the starting position. I started playing.
So you literally are a walking embodiment of athleticism. You're like, oh, I showed up, they made me start, I ended up winning the first week.
I had to learn the plays. That was the hardest part. I learned the plays.
That was it.
Other than that, we went out there and we played. I played first.
Well, to me, that sounds like you have a great stock, a great
Yes, sir.
pedigree. Who are the people that poured into you and make you such a tremendous athlete and a great person?
I feel like my mom was a true example of just what it takes to be a hard worker and dedicated, and I just want to continue the legacy that they put and all the hard work that they put into me, and I knew I don't want to let them down. My family, like I said, moved from Virginia Beach to come up to Maryland, so I get a chance to basically go to the best high school in the nation, like I said, and I want to cherish that moment and get back to what my parents did, so that's what I try to do. And each and every race, I try to go out there and say, they didn't move up here for nothing. I try to go out there and give it my all.
I like that. You're honoring those who put and sacrificed for you. You said, we didn't come here for nothing.
Yes, sir.
So when you hear all met,
right,
you think about the sacrifices that you put into doing that. Who was the first person? Well, first of all, where were you when you found out you were all met?
Oh, well, I was at Nationals. I was in the airport. We had a delay. In the airport, and I got the text, and it was just like, it was like all met. And usually it comes earlier, so I'm just like, dang. My mom told me before I went to Nationals, like, Quincy, I don't think you got all met. I was just like, dang. Until this, like, I usually got the call by now, but when I got in the airport, we was happy, we were celebrating. So during that delay, I got that information. We were super excited.
Which is crazy, because had you not gotten that delay, you would have been in flight. You would have got that message to you land to see everything happens the way it's supposed to. So once you found that out, who was the first person then you called?
First person, I honestly just celebrated with the people in my family, because I want to keep it close. I want to keep it close to basically see the announcements and see it like my grandparents, and just see it in the newspaper, that still read the newspaper, just look at it. And so I want it to be like a surprise. I always try to keep things in between. So only people that know right now is my mom, my dad, and my sister.
I like that. So keep this under wraps, except for the cameras. When I think about being All-Met Player of the Year, you got a lot of accomplishments and you're extremely young, but where does this rank in your accolades so far?
It's high. I don't try to rank all my accolades, because I know I put hard work into them, and all of them mean different things. But I just think All-Met, being in this DMV area is one of the hardest areas to come out of. People always say Florida, Texas, but honestly, we have a lot of talent in such a small area. And that's why I think it's so unique, because it's not a big area where you have to travel days in one state. You can go to each place, in one day, and it's just a bunch of talent that I can say that's just in my neighborhood. I just think it's a bunch of talent, just even around me in my area. I think it's a competition out of the roof.
How does it make you feel when you made that transition up? Like you said, we know that you made the transition, you've been successful, but what was your thought process when you were like, all right, I'm moving from down in VA in the beach area? I'm coming up towards the city. And like you said, it's a lot of competition.
Right. Like I said, 757 isn't the
Let them know.
that isn't the just place where you just go out there and play sports. That's a competition like out of this world.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to win. There's no place where nobody wants to win as much. So just bringing that mentality. When I first came out there, like on this football field, it was like that boy from 757. I wasn't just fast. I was coming down. I was hitting. I was playing strong safety. So I was coming down. I was like 130 pounds, throwing my body. Didn't care. So it was just like I was coming down playing and it's the heart. It's the heart and determination on why I've gotten so far. And I'm not going to leave that because that's what's just instilled in me, and that's what I love doing. And so, like I said, I brought it back up here. And all my family's in Maryland, so I brought it back up here to Maryland, and like I just wanted to continue that legacy, like I said, that I had.
So funny you mentioned family, because if I'm not mistaken, you got a cousin, Shania.
Yeah,
yes, who's also got some accolades here in the All-Med family. What was it like watching her run before you?
Shania was one of the real main reasons on why I got the chose Bullis. Her dad kept calling, and he was just like, we asked him, how do you like about Bullis? And he was saying everything that he was saying. It wasn't about athletics, it was about academics. We kept talking about it changed her mentality on being a better woman. And that's what you want at the end of the day. You don't want just school that's gonna just change as athletic and academic. I mean, there's just athletics, because the academics and the people around you in the school, those are the most important years of your life, and you want them to shape you into being a better person going into college, because that's where you're living on your own.
And if I'm not mistaken, the reason I'm asking you this is, I'll tell you, how old are you again?
I'm 17.
When did you turn 17?
3 months ago.
That doesn't make any sense for you to be as mature as you are. Like, what is it? Where did you get that from?
I just think my parents just talking to me every day, and not just talking to me, and just actually listening. And I feel like a lot of kids don't really listen these days. They think that their parents just want to talk to them. When I get yelled at, I try to take it, and it's not just yelling. They have, every time that they're saying something, it's a part of wisdom that I need to learn, and there's a lesson from everything that you do. And I try to, if you don't take it, then all these yells mean nothing. But if you learn a lesson from it, it's not a loss, it's a lesson from it every time.
I love that you know how to process.
Yes, sir.
So now, take me into the mind of an Olympian.
Right.
An All-Med player of the year.
Right.
You're down in the blocks,
yes,
feet
sir.
down. From the moment you turn and look down, where are you before you go?
Before, I'm always with my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I know I can't do anything without him. I'm talking to him when I'm in the blocks. I know I'm nothing without him. I know that you see Quincy Wilson running, but I know it's Jesus running around the track. So I know without him I can't do anything. So it's really just trying to stay with him as much as I can.
Do you feel the inspiration, or do you feel the crowd support and love with you? Because I'm not gonna lie, watching you run, it's hard to sit down watching you run. I'm up too.
Yes, sir.
Like, do you feel the people in the arena and through the TV?
Honestly, when I was running this weekend at Nationals, it was just like the amount of people that was in the building was just crazy. And it's like, what I'm trying to do is transcend the sport and make it a sport that everybody's coming out to watch, and then like seeing everybody that doesn't even know anything about track coming to the arena to just watch. I just think it's amazing for me, the sport, my team, just everybody that want to run track. And like I said, I've got called from multiple people saying, oh my goodness, my team had 130 people for tryouts, track trials. It's never been like this. And I just know it's a dream come true. People wearing different New Balance spikes that I've never seen people wear. It's just like, it's just a blessing just seeing what I've done and touched on these athletes, because I know it's just something I always want to do.
See, that's remarkable.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that type of influence?
Yes, sir.
Does it get lost on you? Like, do you ever wake up some days and go, this is my life?
I do wake up some days and just think it's crazy, but I knew that my parents, I knew God wouldn't put me in a position that I can't handle. So I just, each and every day, I try to get better. I try to learn some more, and I try to influence even some more. And that's what I try to do each and every day I wake up.
So the obvious question is, what's next?
What's next? I mean, just won Nationals. This is my 3rd year in a row since a freshman to a junior. I just won Nationals. I mean, honestly, I just want to finish out this high school season healthy, and I know the sky's the limit. I mean, I broke the high school 400-meter record a bunch of times, indoors and outdoors. So it's just keep on bettering myself, because I have all the records. So keep on bettering myself each and every day. It'll keep lowering the record.
I have all the records. Say that. That sounds crazy. Say that again. I have all the records.
Yes, sir. I have all the records. So just trying to better myself each and every day, so I can improve on what I want to do in high school for the next 2 years.
And so you're still in high school.
I'm in
You've got
high
all
school,
the records.
Right, for 2 years.
And you're at Bullis.
Yes, sir.
So when you're at Bullis, because that's a well-represented school with a lot of talent as well, how does it feel to be a part of that and you've already accomplished so much?
Right. Just being a part of the Bullis legacy, I know I didn't start it. It came from a lot of great athletes, just like my cousin Messiah Russell, a bunch of people that's been in the legacy. And I know this Bullis program wouldn't have been without them, because I wouldn't even probably have known about Bullis if they didn't start the legacy. So I think Coach Joe has done a great job. I think everybody that's in the past has done a great job. So me continue on the legacy is a blessing, and every time, like we say, we put this B on our chest, we go represent something more than just the track. We represent our teachers, we represent us, we represent the B on our back, represent the last name that you want. So we represent a lot of things when we get on the track, because people have expectations, and we don't try to fulfill other people's, we try to fulfill ours, and our expectations are super high.
Yes.
That we try to do, and our goals that we're looking for, and so that's what we try to do.
Well, what you have already done has drawn and garnered so much worthy attention. Because again, the whole world watches these things. I'm just saying.
Yes, sir.
So I'm curious, biggest shout out or celebrity reach out that you've gotten since you've been quote unquote on the map? Who's done hopped on that phone?
The biggest person that I've met LeBron James, I think, when I was there. But the biggest person that's actually touched me is probably Ray Lewis. I've talked to him. I've talked to him. We've texted. He's texted me after I won a couple. I'm close. I know his agent. I know all of his closest people. I talked to him on I know him personally well, and just basically him growing up. I remember when his last football game, I cried. It was the last football game because I couldn't watch him anymore. And I remember when I was a little kid, it was super sad. But I was just like, one day I'm gonna meet him. And then now just being able, when I was at the last Baltimore Ravens game, we were in the same suite together, just talking, and just like, this is a dream come true.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
You got to do that?
Yeah.
What was it like? So did you know he was going to be there when you got there?
I didn't know he was going to be there. He was just like, someone wants to come talk to you, and he came, and I was just like,
come on, tell me the moment when, because you know how it is when you're doing stuff, you're like, I want to meet somebody. You're like, all right, who are I going to meet now?
Right.
You took the steps. Right. What was that like when that person stepped out of the way and your eyes finally made contact with Ray?
So it was with the governor. The governor was in there.
First of all, that's a just name drop. The governor's in the box. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So there's a lot of people in the box. The governor was there, and I was talking to him, and he was like, "We got somebody that we want to come see. That I want to come see." When he walked through the door, just a huge guy. He was like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, yo, like the boys even took me out. I'm like this is crazy. Like this is a dream come true, and it just basically. He's a role model, just telling me that anything that I ever need or anything, any advice, any motivation, he'll always be here and always talk to me and keep doing what I'm doing for the sport.
When you see someone who's been able to have the career that he had,
right?
You see other athletes that have gone ahead of you. What is something that you've seen from the greats of whatever sport or industry that they're in that you already embody or want to embody?
Just a part of nobody, no matter what the circumstances are, whatever circumstances I put on you, keep on working, never give up, because there's going to always be limits. There's going to be doubters, and I've seen that throughout my indoor season this season. There's always going to be doubters, but then you have to block them out and focus on the people and keep the circle small. And I feel like that's what a lot of these big athletes do. They keep their circle small because there's a lot of people that say they're for you, but they're really not. And you got to watch out for that, and I feel like that's the most important thing that I've learned throughout the last couple months, because not everybody's for you. You have to be for yourself and have your closest people with you, and you have to let some people go. But that's just how it is when we get there.
Great discernment.
Yes, sir.
Great discernment.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned indoor. For those who aren't privy to know what track is really all about, what's the difference for you in competing indoors versus outdoors?
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, running a 400, 500, 600, every race this season until my national championship, you run 2 laps on the track, usually, because it's a 200-meter track. Usually a 400 is 1 lap outdoors.
Right.
And so you have to break in, you have to cut in. Every single race I was getting cut off, and I was just like, oh my goodness. Like, it was throwing my momentum off. Right. But I never gave up. I came back to the national meet. I controlled the race. And it was just a bunch of lessons pouring into that one moment. And it wasn't my time yet throughout the season. I was still able to get the wins, but it wasn't my time to run that time. But then when it was my time, I got there, and I controlled the race from the start.
I love how you know about timing.
Yes, sir.
Like that's uncanny. Most people don't have that ability.
Yes, sir.
But I'm gonna ask you about something, speaking of timing.
Right.
You know what's coming up in a couple of years. You know what city we're gonna be in.
Yes, sir.
You know what 28 stands for.
Yes, sir.
What do you want to do?
I want to be able to make the Olympic team. That's always been a goal. Like I said, not just one team, but multiple teams, and that's always been my goal. In the hometown, all of my family can come, and it's just, I'll be like a sophomore in college at that time. So I won't be too old. So I'm looking forward to it.
I love that. Last question for you. That's down the road.
Right.
You got all met this year.
Right.
Player of the year. I'm curious, what's next?
Like I tell everybody, there's a lot of goals, there's a lot of things people want to see, but for me, like a lot of these athletes, I want to stay healthy. I want to be the most mentally and physically healthiest person on the track. That I step on the track each and every day. Every time I step on the track, I want to be mentally and physically healthy, because without that, the sky is the limit. And I say that every time. If I'm mentally and physically healthy, I don't think the sky is the limit for me.
Quincy, thank you so much. Congratulations,
Thank you.
All-Met Player of the Year.
Yeah.
This man got more accolades in a little bit. We got to get you out to an NBA game,
Yes,
too.
sir. Yes, sir.
My man, Quincy. Thank you, brother.
Of course.